Welcome back, everybody. I'm just here to check out my Amiibo collection. Sure, it might not be that big, but I do have some of the rare ones, so I guess that makes up for it. Huh, who could that be? Look at that, a package! And look, it came with a note. Dear Nate, here's a special Amiibo for you from your biggest fan. Huh. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that! Perry the Platypus. I had no idea they made Perry the Platypus Amiibo. Oh, in the shelf it goes. Let's do this.
Let's go!
Now, Nintendo is a great company, but they do things the Nintendo way, you could say. Now, one of the more interesting things they made is Amiibo, which is a great concept. The year is 2014, and the Toys to Life craze is sort of dying down. Now, what does Nintendo do?
I'll get you, Mario. No way! How am I gonna win? Ha! Ha! Psh, psh, ha. Oh. Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Trinan from Nintendo's Treehouse. Looks like you caught me playing with my toys.
Turns out they are dipping their feet into the Toys to Life industry. As a tie-in to Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, they made these figures with NFC in them. They made one figure for each fighter based off their in-game artwork. You see, since Sakurai was the man behind the game, these look great. No joke, these are legit, overpriced, but stylish figures. And these clearly look amazing on a shelf, as you can see. Now, for all of you hardcore gamers out there, what can you do with these things? Well, you can tap them and train them. That's right, you can train this figure to fight just like you do. Those of you who saw this cringy commercial back then get it. Now you might be asking, well, why would you waste your money on that? To that, I say, I legit don't know. This is a really unique feature that really only Smash does. I mean, think of another fighting game where you can train a CPU to fight just like you. That's right, there aren't any others. But is it worth the $15? And that's $15 per figure. So you're going to need to pay well over $30 if you want an army of fighters to fight like you. See, with most games you pay a season pass, but here you just need to get individual characters. Now, Nintendo didn't plan this out really well. Since these things came out in waves, there was a lot of confusion on where to get them. And there are also lots of strikes at ports that could have affected the rarity of these things. But these were hard to find back in the day. In the United States. Yup, here in the United States, lots of figures were exclusive to certain retailers. And the workers would buy them with their discounts and sell them on eBay for beefier prices. Europe just said f*** it. So Villager was a Toys R Us exclusive and Jigglypuff was only at Target. I bought both these at Micromania, the GameStop for bread lovers. Yeah, Europeans were lucky. Now these were not just made for Smash, there were also another wave of these to go along with Mario Party 10. And what do these do? Okay, they add a new board to the game and make that mess just a little bit less horrible. Oh, so that's where half of the game's content went. It was stuck behind an expensive paywall. Come on, Nintendo, that's something EA would do. Sims 4, Battlefront 2. Once again, these look good, but come on. This is also a problem with a few of the Wii U's games. Some of their content is locked behind Amiibo. Just look at Sonova. The single player mode is unlocked within Amiibo, and you need Amiibo every time you want to play this mode. Why, Nintendo? But with the release of the hip new trendy game Splatoon, they released the Splatoon Amiibo that unlocks special costumes, which are actually pretty neat. I also love the inkling textures, they're so smooth and satisfying. They're completely useless when it comes to stats and gameplay, but at least you can take pictures with them. Yeah, so it's worth it. Then they decided to go unique with the Woolly World amiibo. A new Yoshi game was being released after whatever the hell this is. So of course Nintendo had to capitalize on the success by making a double Yoshi Explosion. That's cute. I want that. I have the 3 different Yarn Yoshi ones all snug in their boxes. But there is also a giant Yoshi that does the exact same thing as the normal Yoshi amiibo. Sure, this costs an arm and a leg, but I mean, come on, it's a giant Yoshi plush. And then Poochie, released for the 3DS port, and it looks really cute, but expensive. This one summons Poochie in any level, making it easier or harder depending on how you see it. There is also a Chibi Robo amiibo, which looks pretty snappy, but is usually one of the worst games of all time. Anything associated with this game is bad. After this, Nintendo made one of the worst games ever, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. So apparently Nintendo saw the success of the Smash Bros. Amiibo and decided to make Animal Crossing Amiibo, hoping that it would sell like hotcakes. But no, so many Amiibo came out for this game and most of these characters are completely unfamiliar to most people. Yeah, sure, someone could see a Pac-Man or a Mario amiibo and say, oh, I remember this from the arcade. Then they look at Mr. Rossetti here and say, what the hell is that? Yeah, these live in bargain bins across the world, even in Europe. Now, I got this one last week, just for the purpose of this video, at a cheap price. My first Animal Crossing game is New Horizons. So I, like most people, didn't know who Blowthers was pre-April 2020. At least they can be used for taking pictures in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm starting to get a feeling there's going to eventually be a mobile app that can take pictures of Amiibo. Now with the release of Twilight Princess HD came the best set of Amiibo yet in my opinion. The Zelda collection. These are the cream of the crop and I have almost all of them, except for Toon and Twilight Princess Link, along with Toon Zelda. Those are hard to find. These ones are sacred, so I don't dare open the box. These are just so unique and well designed and do a good job representing the Zelda game they're for. Just look at Toy Link, it looks like he was lifted straight from the game. Once again, the functionality of these amiibo is a little... But man do these look stunning. But you can't talk Zelda amiibo without mentioning Breath of the Wild. I have all of these and are pretty pricey, but in my opinion are the coolest. I opened all of them except for the champions. They even gave Boko here a green paint job. Now if you tap one of these in Breath of the Wild, a treasure chest falls from the heavens containing stuff. It can vary from amiibo to amiibo. One minute you get a fancy bow, the next you get some fucking steak. Yeah, the functionality of this is kinda lackluster, but I am sure the next set of amiibo is gonna be great. This is a crossing guard. Kirby Planet Robobot needed some extra things to do, so say hello to the Kirby collection. The Meta Knight and DDD ones flooded French department stores, but I sadly didn't pick one up. But there's not much to say about these, they just sort of exist. Holy shit, I can make Mario wear a dress? Wedding Mario Odyssey amiibo again, these look great. But is getting health really worth the expensive price point? At least someone can make fanfictions about Bowser succeeding at marrying Peach. There were also a couple of scattered amiibo here and there, like this Pikmin one for Hey Pikmin, Metroid for Samus's Return, Big Detective Pikachu, Monster Hunter, Dark Souls, and of course, Cereal. Who could ever forget the Cereal? But those aren't important. So as you can see, the majority of these went with Wii U and 3DS games, with a couple exceptions for the Switch. But what does the future of Amiibo look like? Fucking Banjo-Kazooie, Terry, Martha again, Steve, and Cat Mario and Peach are all planned for release. So the future is looking super cool. But how do these compare to other Toys to Life games? Unlike most Toys to Life figures that only work in one game or series, Amiibo work with about 75% of Nintendo's first-party library, except for Mario Maker 2. In the first game, Amiibo unlocked costumes, but they were completely scrapped here. But that's just the thing, these don't do much. These are, well look at that, health item, just what I needed. Or ooh, look a me costume. Or ooh, a lovely avatar hat, nice. Sure there are some neat cases like the Master Sword in Skyrim, but that's really about it. Just health, costumes, and sometimes items. But what's funny is that there's a limit. What do you mean continuously tapping Amiibo is cheating? Huh? That's not right. Alright, we're back in my collection. Everything seems pretty normal, and... what's missing? Oh no! Alright, emergency meeting. Which one of you killed Kirby? Why am I not surprised?